Right. Just want to say thank you for joining me on this short session on the dollar against the card. I'll do dollar against the card, and I'll do pound against the dollar as well. Uh, right. So basically, me looking at this chart on the monthly time frame, right? What we've seen is we've come back inside this volatility channel, and that means we can literally see the price moving from year into year. You have to bear that in mind, okay? Inside this channel, because we'll come back into it, okay? But having said that, in the region where we are, if you can see all these smaller wicks, okay, it is worthy to note. Let me see what I can to do chart shift. Right, all these smaller weeks on the monthly, right, and price coming back into all this region. Yeah, it is worthy to note that there is a potential role reversal, support, also different kind of things coming up in that area. The one key area for me that I will look at will be 130.76. 130.76 is going to be key for me. So if we start to put things together from that, say 130.76, and I will show you how I will be looking at it when the market opens. So 130.76 will be one key area. Also, I have to understand that all this low weak area can be a reason to reverse, because you can see that price comes down with that low weak. We reversed how many pips? About 500 and something pips over here. Again, we come down here, we reversed about 350 something pips over here. Again, at 30.20 we reversed about 200 and something pips. So there is some bit of buying influx that's likely going to come in from there, about 700 pips, right? So in this region, it's one important region to watch out for. Plus, the sellers have been coming for a very long time. All right. So, having said that, I decide to look at the last swing, which is this swing, and then feed this out. Say, most probably, if this is a trend that is going to be going up, right? And then price literally has given us this lower high, and then another higher high over there, and then coming up to another higher low. Potentially, maybe we can see the price bouncing off in this area, especially say, for example, even if we test the trend line, and then we've got 61.8 in that region. Maybe, we can see potential reversal from that area. Okay, bear in mind that this is a monthly chart. So that is what we want to look into and discuss. So going into weekly charts now, however, what we can see on the weekly is we are approaching an area where we got this 200 EMA, right, coinciding with the 61.8% retracement. Apart from that, a couple of other support region over here, right? And the way the candle close would have been a good clue for us if we find a very serious reversal close. But this is an high wave candle, almost a reversal candle at the same time as well. So we just bear that in mind. But this is an area where potentially with everything lining up together, we can see buyers coming in. Plus, when you look at this profile, I mean, for me, when I look at this profile, I can see this area 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That is a very strong support. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've created this kind of base here in a way, and price has been finding it difficult to literally go down below this base, the H. TPO is finding a reason to stop here. Meanwhile, we have a single print buy over here. This single print push up higher, or this single print buy that we see, which is this A as well, show me that there's a lot of buyers in this region. So price can still come down a little bit more if we haven't seen that price action of a reversal candle, which is one key thing that we need to look for. That reversal candle is one key thing that we need to look for. So we have to see whether we can find it on the daily. Let's see. So me looking at the daily chart, this is a rejection candle followed with that single print as well. It shows me that some aggressive buyers coming to push the price up towards the end of the day, right? And then one key thing for me is, and that's an indication that the buyers are already coming in, right, on this day time frame, and those buyers can come in to push and price back up. So I'll just quickly go to 30 minutes chart from here. Okay, so on this 30-minute chart, without wasting much time, I can see this pin bar, which shows me that the down auction actually encounter an end to it, right? With aggressive buyers coming in, and you can see the way they push the price up. They manage to get to this low and give us about 70 something pips back up. Okay, so but the way that we've closed in a way whereby we are in between this stadium, which means we closed in a balance. We closed in a particular condition that we call balance. We closed in a way whereby traders kind of accept they are happy where we are, which means going into the new day, what they want to say is they can't just continue to go down because we closed in balance. All right. So they want to now find a reason to say, do we have more sellers at this high, which is going to push price down lower, or do we have potentially are we going to see more buyers coming in at this low, which is going to buy this opportunity and push it up higher? All right. But just because of the way that we close, you can see that we closed a little bit bullish. That is the last trading half-hour auction, and you can see that that last trading half-hour auction, we cannot really rely on it because it can just be profit taking. So which means I'll put into consideration what happened here, and then I'll at the same time look at what happened here. But if I'm looking at what happened here, first of all, I'll be saying to myself, coming into Monday and expecting the price to come and test this low area and then potentially test back this area as well, which means if I get a reason for price to come down to this low, I want to see that the traders that comes in to buy in this area, they will be able to come back in to come and buy again. So which means I want to see price back in this area before I make an informed decision. Okay, that's one key important thing that you have to put into consideration. Just follow the way that I'm flowing. And then at the same time, I want to see that price can come and test this high, this area of value area high, and this area first of all, and that will be getting me closer to the 200 EMA. All right, which means if I see price coming up towards this area, should be thinking to myself, okay, there is a 200 EMA in this area, right? And then I'll be thinking to myself, those short-term sellers will come back in, and they will come back in to push price back up towards here, right? And then when I see this move that's coming back down towards here now, they are now serving into the hands of more buyers that are willing to take advantage of the previous day point of control to push things up. Okay, so my best case scenario is for me to wait to see the reaction that's going to happen at this 200 EMA. If it's a sell-off that's going to push back down there, then I take an advantage to buy this area, right? Or for me to see price coming down to this low, right? I'm looking for the potential reason for them to reject this low and then continue to buy again from this cheaper price. So the pot now forms into two, and these are the kind of buyers you have to have at the back of the market. There's no guru here. You can never say that this is the way that this one is going to go. With the look of things, the one key thing that you want to act on is the areas that is pointing out or that is giving you, which are all these areas, and you want to see the kind of reaction over there. So this 3076 price can come back down. You can see exactly what I'm talking about over here. Price when it breaks this 130.76 area, it tends to mind to come back down there, right? But didn't even touch it, and then we are looking for that potential move up. All right. So when we get this potential move up, we can then look for possible rejection of that move and come back to come and buy closer to here at the same time as well. Those are the kind of scenarios that we can see. But buying this, it's still a very early buy. You have to bear that in mind. And this guy will not just go up to the heaven because we have a volatility channel over here, right? So things are not really set up. The buyers will not really be able to push and push and push because there are significant sell orders in this scenario. So we want to take a reversal trade, but the reversal trade we have to be very careful about it. By the time price comes back to all this area again, we might see that sell off again. So this has not really set up nicely, and I'll show you the other way in which I'll be able to see that clearly. So then looking at my trend, I'll be able to say clearly that when I look at a 4-hour chart, say this is a 4-hour chart. When you look at this trend, the flow of the orders, the sell orders are flowing down. All right. I don't really like going against this kind of flow, right? Irrespective of whatever the situation may be. I would like to buy when I see that we are able to push above the red. That's when I would like to really buy. Let's see whether we can find out on the smaller time frame so that I can show you. All right, so when we start to push above this red um, order line, this is showing me, the red one is showing me this is where the institutional sellers, this is where they will want to place most of themselves, right? Look at them over here, price comes down to where they are, and then obviously they shoot the price back down. So over here now, those institutional sellers, if they are taking them over and they cannot decide to be a seller anymore, then it's giving us a good reason. Well, as you can see, the green has crossed above the red, but we are still having a bit of challenge. So what we want to see is we want to let the red be down. We want to see a move up higher, right? First of all, and then that retracement, right? We would have lined things up properly for this buy push to occur. So what I'm saying in essence is we might get to Monday now, and then price comes to pivot, right? Which is what you want to see. Price comes up to this pivot level, and then potentially the sell-off back, right? And that selling off back can potentially give us a reason to start looking for buy opportunity. All right. So this guy hasn't really set up as much as we wanted to set up. But one good thing is after this sell-off that we see from the longer time frame, we kind of find a reason to beat that. If you look at it this way, okay, so we move impulsively above, all right, which is telling us that things are setting up nicely. But the challenge is, why do we have to come and trade below here again? So I can still see a reason that we can test up higher, and then obviously before we see a sharp sell-off again, that will give us a reason to buy. If we have, for any reason, anything brings us back down to this level, right? It will be another good level for us to look for buy opportunities. I hope you are kind of following the flow. So before you want to just, this is the challenge now for traders, is traders who want to jump in and say we want to buy. No, don't jump in. All right, this has happened to me so many times before. I don't think you should have to find a reason to go through that. Don't jump in. Know that wherever goes up must surely come down. You can even go up, look at here as well. You can go up all the way up to here, right? And then we find that rejection, by then things would have lined up properly, all right? It's all about the lining up. Things would have lined up properly for the buy opportunity to come into place, okay? So, and this can be another marvelous trend line that you can be following for that kind of move at the same time as well. So, I would say see the buy coming in again first of all, and then obviously the sell off, and then you may now want to take a buy again in this area to push up higher, or should in case price decide to fall back down to this low, this is an ultimate level to see that okay, we potentially come back to test here. You have to have this played up in your brain like that, that okay, price is going to possibly come back to test this area, and then if the price starts to come back up above it, a 30 minutes rejection in this area, then it's going to still be a very good area to start looking for a buy opportunity. So that is that for the dollar card. I hope it's clear. So the levels that you are looking for price to stop will be this 130, 131 area, pivot level, and then possibly that rejection of that coming back down to this area too as well. So 130, 131 area is a good level to look for the potential reversal to take another buy trade to push up higher. Because you have to know that we pivot just because we are underneath the pivot first of all. So what will tend to happen is price will go to the pivot and use it as a resistance, the sell off before we start to come back up above it. So once we go above pivot now, if price is coming back down, is when you can be looking for support. So as price is going up, we're going to be looking for some kind of resistance at the top, and that will be coinciding with our 30-minute time frame and potential reversal zone that we're talking about, which is around there at the same time as well. So something to watch out for, something to actually watch out for this area. We can see another sell-off back there that will now take us. Even that sell-off can take us back to this low. So for me personally, I will still be thinking of this low in a way to be looking for buy opportunity. And then obviously, if that buy opportunity did not occur around this low, all right, because I didn't see any head and shoulder pattern fully formed over here. Maybe this can be the left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder, but we still have to see that full confirmation, which we haven't actually seen the full confirmation up there above there. Okay, and when you come to think of it, and this is how you build a dynamic mindset at the same time as well. Look at it. That first touch, the second touch. By the time price comes down here, we are hitting the third touch, right? And then at this touch now, we can see further sell off coming down, right? And then be able to take this opportunity over here to push it back up. So something to bear in mind. All right. So I'll look into the pound dollar now. Okay, I think we've done this pound dollar before, but someone want me to look into the pound dollar. Let me see, Victoria. So Victoria, you are looking at the pound dollar and you are thinking 200 EMA, and you are thinking 200 EMA, which is up there. Okay. All right, so basically, me looking at the chart, impulsive, massive correction, continuation, correction, continuation, and then we have this bar, which is a rejection. Okay, having said that, in this clear chart, a couple of inflection points before we go anywhere. See this? Retro reversal in that area. Okay, and that will be let's see where we can find any value It's 135 area. So we've talked about 135.04 already today. So that is still saying 135.22, somewhere 20 pips in between the area where we talked about. Um, we just plan to encounter a little bit of reversal in that area. Why? Look at it. This is 2019 December, and it's about 8 months after which we haven't been in this area for the last 8 months. So it's a longer term high, right? So those longer term area, they tend to cause a bit of uproar in the price. So, and then it's another psychological area, 135 level, you know. So I don't think the price is just going to, based on the experience, the price is not just going to find it easy to pop up above that area, considering the first touch, the second touch, and now this is the third touch. All right. So you have to bear that in mind. For you to see anything meaningful, that means you want to see price closing above here, we're testing it before we go. Obviously, because it's a monthly chart, that can take a long period. So you have an idea of what can possibly happen in terms of the longer term. In a way, let's see this. Okay, then. So, what are you now going to say to this now? When you look at that, and this is the second touch and then the third touch, all right? So, obviously, what you're saying is this resistance zone should be broken just like that, okay? Um, we've got so many reasons for it not to happen, and we've got this over there at the same time as well. So, I would say before looking for that by opportunity, something significant need to occur. It might occur, but at least when we touch here, first of all, the sell-off will first of all happen. It can be from minimum of 20 pips, 50 pips to 100 pips in this area that will first of all occur. So you don't want to be buying so close to this area immediately, especially on a pair like a pound dollar. And seasonally, the month of August can really be a month where the pound encounter suffering reversal do happen in the month of August. So if we trace it back to 2019 August, pound usually lost all gains around August. So 2019 August, we were down there. Let's see 2018 August. See, it was a red month, right? So there's a potential reason for that may happen. Let's see 2017 August. See, it was a red month as well in 2017 August, 2016 August. See, around the same area, 2016 August, the same area, and then every gain can be lost. Um, um, although we have a couple of days to go. So just be careful. Should we go 2015 August? So August is usually a seasonally has always been a red month, you know. So this August will be very surprising. Probably it will extend itself to September. So just have that thought at the back of your mind. So if I now go to look at things from a profile point of view, let's say I want to look at things from a profile point of view. Oh, sorry. This is now causing confusion. price chart is going to slow down a little bit. Right, so something happened. So going back. So the monthly guy here is he's got a significant strength. There's no lie about it. This push up is initiative buying push, and obviously, if you're looking at that 200 EMA, it is achievable. Um, it's just because of that obstacles that we have along the line technically, and you don't want to go against it. You actually want to be clear about what you are going to be doing. All right, so the weekly has shown us that the buyers are strong, which is significant. I think we talked about this earlier, but you wouldn't ignore the fact that these high points are there. They are very troublesome highs around there. Because it's not every traders that are looking at things. Some traders are looking at support and resistance alone. When you look at this, obviously those support and resistance trader to uh, they'll find a reason to short, especially when we are in, it's coinciding with psychological level. There's a huge supply zone over here. Um, at the back of that supply zone, right here. There's a huge supply zone over there. Look at the way that we drop, we come back, we can't even go inside it, right? And then price sell off. We didn't go so huge supply level from a very long time in this area. When we drop off it, we didn't even go back to test closer to it. What I'm now trying to say in essence is this: it's just an area to be cautious, right? It's an area to actually look to take to look for opportunities to buy. Should in case price gets here now, then what you are looking for is a potential opportunity for price to come to this area. That sell off, right, will now be a reason, will now be a good timing to say maybe we can buy, right? And buying it again, we still have to overcome this level. We can come here and be playing as usual before we see a sell off again, right? And then reason to buy. So we have a huge challenge above us at 135. It's a huge supply level. I don't expect price to just break it like it's non-existent. Everything is setting up in a way that it's gonna break it, right? But what I don't like is it's still within this region of 36 EMA monthly. We haven't crossed up convincingly. So that 500 might bring in those sellers that will now want to come and sit down on top of 200 EMA on weekly to be using that as an anchor to push price back up. So let's look at it on daily, whether we can see anything interesting. So the daily is still telling us that we can push up higher, which is good. The way that so we can see another day of a strong push higher conveniently. That's easy. And after that day, so the next 3 trading days should be a determinant, right? So on Monday, we can see that everything is still looking flourishy. On Tuesday and Wednesday now will be a key day for us to say that maybe we close with the doji. And if we do close with the doji, don't forget even my RSI over here, which I don't use that much, is signaling what? Can you see that? That is signaling we having a potential divergence. Let's look at this over here quickly. Then we will be able to see more divergence in that. So yeah, we talked about it earlier today as well. That divergence is going on the pound. The good thing that the MACD is still staying above, which is not such a bad thing, but obviously from the moment that we cross down over here, we can see that despite the fact that the price is going up, the momentum is not as strong. Now that we've crossed back up, let's see. Now that we've crossed back up, we're pushing up with that momentum. The stochastic is literally pushing, giving us a divergence signal, which we shouldn't ignore in a way. 1 second, please. Let me quickly see this. So I'm looking at the histogram level, and when you look at this histogram level from here, you can see further divergence from there. So a short opportunity is coming up, right? It might not be ripe enough, but definitely it's coming up. The let's see. Yeah, it's coming up. It might not be ripe enough, but let's just be patient a little bit more for it, for us to see that short opportunity. But I will bear that in mind. The short opportunity will be a great advantage to people who are patient to take it. So, how do we time this now? Is the issue. So the first thing would have been for us to see the turning over of the indicator to the downside as well. But the first key thing will be that price action, right? That doji that we are waiting for on the daily chart. So as we are going, there are key levels where that can occur. On my chart, I've got some key levels over here. Buyers will be looking forward to get out around there, and then key levels at 500, at the 520 area, which we've talked about. That would be like the M4 as well. So, yeah, it's something to watch out for. That at 500 will be an opportunity. We will be able to witness it, and we'll talk about it again when price gets there. Let me see this. So if you can be patient, right, and is in this zone, the profit taking zone right there, 3,500. I want to look at it. I want to look at it with another. Let me see quickly. Look at it in a swing trade, bearish bias. So profit taking zone is in force. Something significant. You can see in those profit taking zones sell off, profit taking zones sell off. After they sell off, now they're using support. I want to look at it like this. Right. So we've got one bullish profit taking zone right there. We've got another bullish profit taking zone at the 400 level. Let me see what I got higher than that. So this is the one that we're talking about. 556. So by the time we get into 3556, right? Something would have cracked in this guy in one way or the other. So between 3500 to 3556 will be that key level that I would say that you should be prepared for. Put it in your diary, put it in your journal. I believe something significant will happen around that level, 3550 level, somewhere around there. Okay, so I'm not just gonna be rushing to be, but I mean, to be honest with you, more than anything else, you can buy pound, or I can't really give you a very good anchor for the. So I for one, I'll say 3550 level, which is say over there. Level, and I will say 3520 level, which is over there. Then I'll say at the same time 3500 level. The key now is to look for a 4 hour to a daily rejection candle around this area. All right. So if you now want to feel like you want to push this up to this level to grab the 200 pips that's between, how do you trade that? So what you want to be looking for is a potential sell-off that will give you an opportunity to buy. With this EMA technique, the real opportunity to buy would have been me looking for potential reason for price to come up, right? So that cross this is a conservative setup technique. This cross, right? So this cross has occurred, then I need to see a sell-off in this into the potential oversold area, which is going to be this one. So this cross has already told me that things want to go up, right? So now what I'm waiting for is the right timing, which I'll timing on the stochastic, which is going to be right there. And then that timing will have been pushing up higher to that level, right? Which means, okay, what I wanted to do is by the time price comes down over here, this what would have been the entry opportunity. So this is a trend trading style. What I want to see is I've seen I'm like a sniper that I want to kill an animal. So I want to move closer to my target as close as possible. This is my target, that first cross, right? My trigger will be me getting closer to it. So I've seen my target here. Now I want to get close to it. I'm going to be getting close to it when my stochastic, not on this cross, because this is a very fast stochastic, right? This cross is the same one that confirms this cross up, right? So I've seen the confirmation that things want to go up. Now I need to get close to the target to execute the trade. Getting close to the target will be when I see the next sell-off, right? And then obviously when that selling off is now giving me a reason to cross back up. So this would have been where I would take a buy entry and I'll look for an area to place my stop, which will be potentially around there. If I'm not taking this 18 pips, I'll be taking this 50 something pips as my area of setup. But the other thing is my EMA has lined up. All right. So now looking at that from that particular perspective on this 1 hour chart now, um, the next cross up is this. The buy trade for the swing opportunity is already in play. All right. So now I need to see that my stochastic at least come down to the oversold area so that I know that at least I'm not just jumping in unnecessarily. All right. And that hasn't really occurred. But I see the same on 30 minutes. So I'm not going to be buying, which this is good. So I've seen my target is this, right? And then my trigger will be for price to come down to this 20 area on the stochastic. Until the stochastic comes down to the 20 area, there's no need for me uh, to buy and cross back off. So there's no trade opportunity for me here um, using this technique. Until I see that, then I'm not going to be looking to buy. Well, so that is my take on that. I will be careful. I want to see price retracing down a little bit, right? And then I can be a buyer, and I'll be confirming that with multiple confirmation on this level. Interesting. Thank you for that.